talk about our favorite word, boundaries. I think, the context in which you hear this word, or where it's applied can really determine if this is a word that makes you cringe, makes you excited, makes you anxious, or stresses you out. Whether you are really good at holding boundaries, you think boundaries can be a negative thing, whatever that is. I want you to think of boundaries in terms of your body. We're coming out of a season of life where we all probably struggled in a lot of areas of holding boundaries in our life because we just came out of a crazy, hectic season where we probably had more commitments than usual. We probably ate things that we wouldn't normally be consuming. And I want you to keep in mind that boundaries does not have to be a bad word, especially when it comes to your body. Boundaries, I'm not talking about boundaries in, the form of a sexual manner or anything along those lines. Well, that's a, whole nother conversation. But boundaries can often be a way that your body is going to need to hold space for you or show you signals when you're not holding them yourself. So another way of saying that, if that didn't make sense, is that your body's going to hold boundaries for you if you're not doing it. I want you to think of, an easy example is you had a crazy busy couple weeks and you were stressed out to the max. The kids had a lot of stuff going on and work was super busy and just commitment after commitment after commitment. And then all of a sudden you end up sick. And you're like, great, I don't have the time to be sick right now. Well, it's no wonder you got sick because you were in a place of no boundaries, overdoing it, and your body was throwing its hands up and saying, enough, I've had enough. And I cannot do this anymore. And I need you to step back and give me a break. Sometimes we look at sickness as this is an inconvenience. It absolutely can be. We look at this and we get frustrated, or we get annoyed, or we're more stressed out because we're sick and we had all these things we needed to be doing. And now our body is holding a boundary for us where I don't want a boundary. But your body is telling you, you need a boundary here. I need you to slow down. I need you to back off. And getting sick is an obvious form of one of those boundaries. Some of the other ways that our body is going to hold boundaries that we may not even be recognizing is in the little whispers that we're getting in a day-to-day manner. We don't necessarily think about or look at the PMS that we may be experiencing, the headaches that we might be getting, the joint pain that we're getting, the sleep disruptions that we have going on, the anxiety that we're experiencing, gut issues that we're experiencing. These things can be our body's way of trying to hold a boundary when we're not holding it ourselves. And really what this comes down to a lot is we're out of alignment somewhere. And if it's out of alignment, we're really, at the core, we believe that your body was actually made to feel and function really good. If you look into how God designed your body as a woman, it is incredible to see how powerful it is, how intricate it is, and how awesome the communication pathways are between your body. Somehow, when your body gets pregnant, it creates a human. And then you birth the human. And somehow your body just knows exactly what that baby needs from you as far as milk. And when the baby is sick, your body creates the antibodies that your baby needs to help fight the sickness. And your body just intuitively knows these things. Your body as a woman is incredibly intelligent. And a lot of times we are focused on what it's not doing for us and what it's not giving us, or we're annoyed with what it's asking for from us. And I want you to think of this as a relationship with someone else in your life. If you're constantly telling them what they're not doing for you, and you're constantly asking for more from them, eventually they're going to be like, you know what, I'm done. Or I'm going to hold some major boundaries here. Your body is holding those in your life for you, where you need them. And if we choose to listen, we can start to tune into the areas and places in which we are living out of alignment in which God designed us to function and feel. When we're not feeling our best, that's not how we were designed to feel. So, what if we got curious and we looked inward and thought, what is my body trying to tell me right now? Where in my life am I not holding a boundary that now I'm starting to feel this way? Where in my life am I not resting, or am I overcommitted or overdoing that my body is exhausted and it is begging me for rest? Your hormones are a symptom or a signal. If you've heard me talk before, you know that your hormones are rarely ever actually a root issue. But as a female, they are where we're going to experience the most symptoms, or it's going to be the most obvious that something is not right. Because your hormones or your cycle is a vital sign for us. And when we start to experience those things being off, instead of cursing our body for being a woman and having PMS and all these things, what if we got curious and looked at, what are my hormones signaling to me right now? Where else in my life are they responding to something in a negative manner because I need to hold a boundary somewhere? Or, when I don't feel good after eating a meal, or I'm getting gas after having dairy or whatever it is, that's my body trying to tell me, like, hey, I need a boundary here. I don't like this, and it doesn't feel good. But instead, sometimes we're like, well, no, but I like it and it's good, so I'm still going to consume it, right? And I know you're not going to feel great from it, but, just deal with it for this period of time. In any other relationship, we wouldn't do that, but we're sometimes okay with doing that to our body. What if you looked at your body for what it is? The vessel that holds your soul. It is the thing that God gave you to carry out purposes with on this earth. It is the thing that you use to get up every day and be a mom. It is the thing that you use to show up and serve. It is the thing that you use to support other people. And if that thing that you need to be able to do those things isn't feeling its best, you're not going to be able to show up as your best. So, where in our life do we need to be holding boundaries that we're not? And our body is starting to show us where we need to be doing it. When we work with a client, we're really digging into at the root, your hormonal testing or your gut testing or whatever it is essentially letting us know the areas of your life that are being impacted from boundaries not being held, or the areas that were out of alignment from the way that God designed us to function, feel, and live. And if we're spending a lot of time in our life, scrolling social media at night and watching TV, it's no surprise that we're probably going to be feeling more anxious. We're probably not going to feel as great about ourselves. We're probably going to be tired the next day. And when we chronically do those things, eventually our hormones are going to start to get impacted. It's no surprise that when we don't eat fibers and phytonutrients from different fruits and veggies and, eat in the way that we were designed to get as many nutrients from our food as we were meant to, that we don't feel good. And we start to experience gut issues. And we can also experience anxiety because our gut is not functioning the best. And God designed our gut and our brain to be so intricately connected with each other. And we might start to not feel good in our skin, or we might start to have certain skin conditions come up because our body is begging for us to notice and pay attention to the areas that it needs to be supported. I want you to start to look at your body as your relationship, and one of the most intimate relationships that you can have with God. What if you started to look at your body as one of the most amazing gifts that you have been given in this world? And what if, instead of choosing to eat the vegetables and the fruits and the protein and drink the water and things, instead of doing it out of hating it or because we want to change it, which there's nothing wrong with taking those actions from a place of love, what if we chose to do those things and hold those boundaries with ourselves out of a place of respect for what we've been given, out of a place of wanting to change a narrative for maybe our daughters or our sons or other generations to come about how treating your body can be and what your body is truly capable of? What if we did it out of respect? Because when we show up and feel our best, we can serve with the thing that we've been given to do all of the things that we've been asked to do in this world from the most fulfilled place. So I want you to think of, especially in a time of year when we may have more sicknesses come up, or if you are experiencing symptoms, I want you to think of, what is my body trying to tell me? What if I just got curious? And what if instead of getting upset with my body, I took it as a sign that I need to slow down and I need to do things differently in my life? And the way that I have been living is not really aligned with what I was designed to do and how I was designed to feel and function. And what if a lot of the things that I'm putting a lot of time and energy and even money into aren't really living out that purpose? And my body is starting to show me in the way that I'm doing those things. What if we change the narrative on how we treated ourselves when we weren't feeling good? And what if we thanked our body for showing us the ways and where we need to hold boundaries in our life instead? This is a major thing that we dive into with clients often, because at the root, when we're getting your testing results back, when we're seeing things off, the testing is just showing us the ways in which dysfunction is showing up in your life and how it's showing in your body and where and how the symptoms that you're experiencing are being presented internally. And absolutely, we want to work through those things to get you feeling better faster, because everyone deserves to feel really good. But what's going to keep you feeling really good is when we actually change the way in which we're holding boundaries in our life for our body. What's actually going to keep you maintaining the results that you achieve once you feel really good in your skin is going to be the shifts in your lifestyle and how you show up that you have made. It's going to be the way that you get curious about your body versus cursing to your body. It's going to be the lifestyle, mindset, mental, emotional changes that you have started to make along the way, and the way that you have a relationship with yourself, and how that relationship with yourself and your relationship with God transpires into your relationship with everybody else around you. We believe that focusing on your health and taking care of your body should be a priority and should be a number one step when you're wanting to improve your relationship with God, with other people, and other aspects or environments of your life, because we know that how you feel in your skin massively shifts the way that you show up in the rest of the world. And we know that you were given a really powerful thing as a woman that you get to take and show up and support and serve and lead from a place of fulfillment if you choose to. We also know that this is not easy to make these changes and these shifts. And this is where support is really, really important. We're not above that. Sometimes we're in a place where we're not feeling, so good, or we're feeling bad enough that we don't get to choose to try to just figure it out on our own and keep going about stuff the way that we have been doing it. We get to choose to do it differently. And sometimes we need support. And how do we navigate that? Because I've been doing this way for so long, and I've also been shown this example for so long. And I really want to change a generational narrative around how not only I treat myself, but I treat other people. And I don't know how to figure that out. That's one of the main things that we work on in our membership. If that's something that you're ready to work on, then there is a link below. You can click and find out more information about our membership and the ways in which that we can support you. Membership is one of the best places for everybody to begin. This is a place where you can really start to take some of that honed in action, gain clarity, and start to build the confidence in yourself to move forward in the places of your life that you want to hold more boundaries and feel more aligned and feel more fulfilled and feel better in the way that God actually designed you to function and feel in your body. There's also opportunities for you to focus on one-on-one. If you do want to upgrade to working with a practitioner one-on-one and really figuring out how are those places of dysfunction showing up in your body from the testing that we can do to really gain clarity into what are the specific actions that you need to take or the specific supplementation that we can bring in to support you or specific nutritional focuses that we can do for you individually to optimize. When we work with clients, we work in a three-phased approach. Phase number one is building the foundation and really getting in tune with an awareness of how our body was designed and made to function. This is where we can bring in the testing, and this is where we gain the clarity, and this is where we build in some of the foundational habits that can carry you through the rest of your life. Once we've accomplished that, when you still have additional goals, we can move into our phase two, which is optimization. Not everybody needs our phase two. Not everybody has specific goals. But if weight loss is a goal, if fertility is a goal, phase two is a fantastic place for you to move into where we can get very specific and more individual with some of the focuses that we need and start to fine tune. And then once we have accomplished whatever that goal is, if it is conceiving a baby, and if it is losing the last 20 pounds, whatever that goal is, we move into our phase three. And phase three is sustainability. And this is where you've already accomplished what you wanted. You feel the way that you want to feel. And now you just really need to start to live your life a little bit differently so you can maintain those results through the rest of it. Because it's not success if you achieve a goal and then you end up back where you were. Because then it means we didn't learn the boundaries along the way. It means that we didn't learn the lessons we needed to be learning to sustain what we've achieved. It means we didn't change the ways in which that we were doing things. We only did it for a short period of time to get to a goal. And sustainability really means a lifestyle shift. Because the reality is, if we want to feel differently, we are all going to require a lifestyle switch, whether it is mental, emotional, the way that we physically show up and operate somewhere in our life along the way.